Okay, so this is the bar by bar replay of the PS mini price action as it unfolded on the 17th December. It's been some time since I recorded the the play because when we were last discussing the trades, we were trying to operate with the triple super trend method with different setups that we were seeing. Eventually, just to kind of spend a few minutes on that, a few problems that I was having with that structure is one, that the majority of the breakout trades were failing, and there was no clear cut mechanism through which we were able to take the breakout trades. And even when the internal structure setups were forming, it was very difficult to assess the right target and the stop loss and so on. And I was having quite a lot of subjectivity in the way that I was trading, and I was not feeling comfortable. However, like the trades were successful, I was getting good points, but there was this discomfort that I was facing. Now, when we spoke last, I did speak about a structure that I was seeing in the market where there is a movement in one direction and then there is a reversal candle that happens and there is a potential trade on the other side. At that point of time, the view was that it's not happening as frequent and it's a rare setup, and we were just exploring it. But over the last 7-10 days, I've gone deep into it and modified the code also to reflect some of that. And actually, it is not as infrequent, and we are actually seeing quite a lot of setups forming and potentially uh, improved objectivity. While it's not in the success range that I want in terms of the win rate, but I've seen that setup forming again and again, and the view is that if we are able to over time separate out the low quality signals with high quality signals, there is a potential to make that as the mainstay. So today we are going to operate with that code. That's the code that I traded with yesterday, and just wanted to go over that trade setup. Now, what eventually we are trying to do, just to go over the setup, is that we will look for the reversal to be created, the signal to be created at the then day high. So the price will make the day high as on that point in time, and then there will be a reversal, or it will make a day low and it will be reversal, and we'll try to trade the other way. So the view is that, let's say the market comes here, and let's say it creates a day low at this point in time, and the structure that we expect the market to operate with is this, right? Now, what we are going to do is we are going to look for a reversal signal once the market prints the day low as on that moment, and eventually also a day high reversal from the day high that it might have printed by that moment. And the only trades that we will take is we will take a trade from this point. We'll wait till either the target or stop loss is hit. We'll again try and take the trade at this point and again wait for the target or the stop loss to be hit. From this point, the market can operate a few ways, right? Let's say it does not come down and it goes and breaks the day high that has been created. Again, our view will be to either take a trade from this point if a reversal signal is printed, or if uh, a continuation signal is printed above the previous day high, then we will try and continue to take the trade in the direction of the breakout and retest. Sorry. So the code currently identifies tries to identify some of these setups. Our view is that there is some code that I have been able to write, which essentially identifies slightly higher quality ones with the slightly lower quality ones. So we'll continue to take those and discard any internal signal that comes as a weak signal. And even from this point in time, there could be a view that market goes, then retests, and then goes. So the signals that we are trying to take are these, right? So either we'll try to take away from the established day high, day low, and we'll go through some of the details, or once a continuation signal is happening. Um, what I've also added while researching the setup, I also realized that some areas are more probabilistic in terms of reversal happening versus not. And just to help with that, I've added another indicator from an ICT concept perspective, and it potentially gives us the areas where the reversals are more likely versus not. We'll see how these perform. These signals or these areas rather are more important for us to do because sometimes when the reversal signal is printed at a day high, day low situation, then it might not be a strong signal, and we need to understand if the weak signals can be taken. And what I'm realizing is that sometimes that the weak signals that get printed near or around these zones are also good quality. So we'll continue to evaluate it. So with that background, we'll try and see how the market behaved. So when the market opened, it kind of created this structure, right? So the way that we are currently operating is that we'll view this as the day low as of now, because obviously market has traded higher. We did not get a signal because there was no drive and reversal, but internally there was something, and let's say the market is moving up. We continue to see how the market behaves. It goes above, and then it creates the first signal of the day, right? So the way to identify this as a high quality signal is that one, the the candle in which the signal has been created is the failure candle. So the way that we define the failure candle is simply that in this bullish drive, we see that this low was taken out and there was a close above it. Then another high was created, or sorry, high was created, then another high was created, and then while this candle failed, this candle had a close. And then when this signal got printed, there was a failure above this high, and this same candle is both the candle that creates the high and the failure, and therefore the signal. So in our current approach, this will be treated as a high quality signal. So our view is to then go short below this level. What I've also done is created some indication of where the target and SL lines should be there. So when this is created from an 1 hour perspective, it creates the target here. Um, we what we need to observe though is that there could be a way to take a trailing trade based on VWAP. So we'll explore this, but that's not how I traded. But the way that I traded was that I took this as my target, and at this point of time, when I took the trade, I decided, the way the system works is that this needs to be the SL, right? So after that, the market kind of very quickly gave me the target, so that was good. As we continue to explore the way that market behaves or the trail behaves around VWAP, so what we'll do is that given that this is the established day low till right now, so we'll add a anchored VWAP from this low, and we'll also add an anchored VWAP from this high. Yeah. then it kind of creates an inside candle. So that's the other addition on the code that I've done, just to easily mark out what are the inside candles, so that I don't get worried about all the candles too much and I look at only the right candles. So then it kind of comes down, it comes down, continues to go down, and now uh, what has happened is that another signal has been printed at the low of the day as of now. So this is in the current way that I have filtered out high quality versus low quality signal. This is not a high quality signal, because if it was, then this would be a green X. The reason it is not a high quality signal, so just to understand what goes behind the code, is that we are looking for candles where there is a close beyond the low in the downtrend. So there is this, so this low got taken out, there was a close, then this low got taken out, there was a close, then the market continued to fail to close, so we were getting interested in the buy, but then it again had a close. So a strong candle would have been printed if there was a sweep below this low, and then the candle kind of created the reversal structure. So in our way of trading, till today, the way that we have defined our setup, we were not interested in taking this long. What I've realized though is, and this needs to be tested, is that this candle got created in the zone that was the rejection kind of zone from earlier. So it remains to be seen if this kind of a structure becomes a high quality structure if it is created in this zone, or even from a pure setup perspective, this kind of a setup where there is this candle, and then there is an inside candle completely which does not broke the high or the low, and then the signal comes, is this two candle setup itself is a high quality signal, which we have to test out and see, but we don't know yet. So any which way, so yesterday I did not take this trade, but then the market continued to go high. Yeah, now when some of this has happened, when has been a candle close and so on, and the can so we will look at the candle that created the low. This was the candle that created the low. There already has been a close. So what is going to happen is that this anchored VWAP is now moved to the new low. This is still the day high, so we will continue. And one thing that we are therefore exploring as we go deeper into this setup is that the targets can be, actually the first target can be the touch of the anchored VWAP, and the trailing target could be, because it's a long trade, can be a bearish bar that closes below this. Then we should ideally exit all our trade. Any which way, so all of that is hindsight. We have not done that, but we continue. The market continued to push higher. Then we had this huge move. Did not take advantage of any of that. And again, we continue to see how the market behaves. So now another signal has been printed. While the signal has been printed, till this time, this was the high, this high got taken out. So actually this is the right spot for the anchored VWAP for later. We again did not take this trade. I mean, in reality, this got triggered because of some execution mistake, but then I was able to close the trade at no cost basis. But from an our setup perspective, this is not a high quality, because if it was high quality, again a red X would have been printed. But the way that this is not a high quality one is because this candle is the candle that closed above the high of the previous one in an upswing. The next candle failed to do that, and then the signal was printed. So this would have been a high quality signal if there was a sweep above this one, which it did not do. So there is no trade to be taken as yet. The market moved, continued, and kind of stalled. So we'll remove this because that trade is already over, just to keep the chart clean. So now already there, it continued, 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 and again a new signal got printed. So this signal again has all the characteristics of of a strong signal, because in the up, this was the candle. Still, this is the candle in an upswing, because all of these are internal to this candle, as you can see from the hollow body. So still, this is the candle that we need to consider to figure out where there is a sweep or not. So this is the candle where the signal comes. There is a sweep above this high and there is a close. So ideally, the trade should be taken from here, but I did not. By this time, I was feeling tired and like I had closed the market. But this is the trade that should have been taken. And a few adjustments we need to make is that this high needs to be moved to this high, because that's where the new high has been created in the market. And the way that we need to trade is that we will take the trade, we'll take the short from here. We will try and make sure that either, so at this point in time, this was our target. Okay, if I had taken the trade, so this was our target, and this is our stop loss. Yeah. However, the idea is that if we are doing it, then what we need to evaluate is that if the VWAP itself is a greater or better SL and a target mechanism, but any which way. So this happens, then market does nothing, comes in profit from our trade, continues, 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 printing inside candle, goes, yeah. So in the way that we have written code, we have also written code to identify these, some of these internal changes. But yeah, I am not comfortable right now in taking all of these trades. This also result in a lot of trades and lot of management while trading. So it's not the best way that I'm sensing. So I would rather kind of continue to trade with this and keep the setup a bit clean. So at this point in time, while our touch SL is here, there actually has been a close. So we should ideally try and close the trade above this high, and that is our exploration that we need to do. If we are just going by the rule of keeping a fixed SL and a fixed target, then we still are in the trade, but that's what we need to evaluate as we trade along. The market then again closes below VWAP, but even if it was a VWAP trade, we would have closed it. But at this point in time, we once we do that, we should still, because the new high has not been printed, we should again try and have a re-entry. If we take, so the logic is that if we are taking the exits based on VWAP, then we need to be ready to take a re-entry, because the market can do a small pullback and come back again. But if we are doing a touch SL based one, then once after the touch SL is taken, then we should again look for a re-entry from that perspective. So market continues. If we should ideally get a re-entry from this point in time. We should again keep close above the VWAP as our tight stop loss. Market goes, and at this point in time, because we are still trading from this entry perspective, our target has been reached. It continues, and if we were taking trading from a trail SL perspective, then we would ideally be keeping the trail the first, essentially the target at the VWAP, and the second target at a bullish close. So we continue. Market continues to come down. Continues to come down. Continues to come down. Continues to come down. Okay. So at this point in time, a new low has been created. So the way that we spoke about our trading setup is now either a signal like this is created with a strong signal, or market goes down, comes up, and then a new signal is created here. And this one we are okay to take even a weak signal, because now we are taking in the direction of the break of structure. So this is what our uh, view is. Either we take it here or we take it here, right? So then we continue, and then a new uh, signal is printed at this point in time. Again, from strict setup perspective, this is not a high quality signal. Okay, and while the zone has been taken out, but actually the way that this zone needs to be thought through, at least in my mind, and which may not be the exact way the liquidity concepts work, is that till we have, so if you take this, right, so the candle that created the low, so we'll go and adjust this. So till the time, or at least that's my view, till the time there is a close beyond this, we'll continue to view this as a relevant zone for us. Okay, so the reason that is important is because, yeah, it's not exact, and what we are evaluating is that if even if a weak signal is created, then is it still a high quality signal because it is created in a zone. But the other is that this two candle setup is exactly like this, right? So there is a candle that creates the low, and there's another candle with a wick upwards, and inside the complete thing. So what we don't know currently, which we do not have backtest data on, is that is this working because of the setup, or is this working because it is created in the zone? And we'll see any which way. So then we go up, the signal did work, and this was the candle that created the low. Now we have a close, so we will consider this as the confirmed low, and we'll move it here. So the way that we are trading is that we will consider this as our close base stop loss line, and at this point in time this is our target, while our system target could be is actually here, which got filled, but it's a, yeah, another one. So this one I would have gotten, let's say if you're trying to offload 50%, then we would got that. We are not concerned about this signal as of now, but this is a bullish, sorry, a bearish signal, uh, which closed below the VWAP. So we will keep this as our TSL for this trade. Okay, then it continues, and then again there is a bearish candle that closes below the VWAP. So we'll keep this as our TSL. and we would have gotten our exit here. Okay, so that's the trade. So this was a profitable day from the perspective of what I traded. So there was a good scalp of about 4 5 points that I got here. Um, in fact, all the trade worked. Very rare day from that perspective. But we need to. So the work for us to go on is to evaluate whether this also needs to be qualified as a high quality signal. That's one. Second, if not, then did it work because it was created at the relevant zone from that perspective? And third, how does the trailing and the stop loss work with VWAP instead of the fixed one? So these are the things that we will continue to do. But yeah, um, it's slowly moving towards being more objective from that perspective, and we'll see how we take the trades in the future.